What is up, guy that I do hope you're well, and today we are tackling British problems. This is something that's very close to my heart, and I hope you really enjoy it. And if you do, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe button, and maybe that notification bell. And with that being said, let's talk about Deliveroo. So what is Deliveroo? Deliveroo is an online food delivery company that was founded at some point that underpays staff to deliver your food directly to your door. There's alternatives to like Uber Eats, Just Eats, all those sort of good ones if you're in the US. But yes, basically, they underpay staff to deliver the food directly to you. In the UK recently, we've been given this gem of a Deliveroo advert that should be reported under Advertising Standards Agency just for the way it is, because none of this crap in this advert would actually happen, and it's just so frustrating. Let's break it down a little bit. The first thing that really makes half is when she actually just shuts the door. Look at the poor guy's face. He's just looking through the door, and she's like, "See ya, mate." But this is where it gets worse, is that she starts handing out things willy-nilly, like they actually do that. They deliver by separate drivers or riders or whatever they are. And they actually, whoa, hold up a second. Look at the way she's pulling the pizza out their box. What kind of heathen pulls a pizza box out of the bag like that? That's gonna be a complete mess by the time the person gets to it. And the person recording it, the person filming it, the cameraman, what's he thinking? Karen, you don't pull a pizza out of a bag like that. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is simple stuff. But I digress. We're talking about the actual deliveries themselves. There's no way that they would deliver all those like KFC, Burger King, McDonald's all in one bag. It just doesn't happen because each of those riders goes to a different restaurant. So you end up with like 6 riders turning up your house with all those different things. So this whole thing, I know they put it on the screen at one point, but surely there's no way they can get away with this. They're clearly showing one driver turning up with all that crap in the bag. It just wouldn't happen. That's the most frustrating thing about this advert. It's just so mis-selling. But yes. And let's just check something, because they charge $3.99 per delivery per restaurant. So we got 1, 2, 5 vegetable in the bag down here, 4 for Karen there, 5 the dodgy pizza, 6 for Grandpa, 7 for the football team she's got in the house, 8 for this dude who just randomly wanders in, and then she got an Italian at the bottom of the bag, and let's just hope she stays in the bottom of that goddamn bag. So let's have a quick calculation here, which I work out to be £31.92 for the delivery in itself. My fucking God, I accidentally hate that advert. Next, we have some of the over-British politeness, if that's such a thing. I'm so British, I can't even say thank you. Shopkeeper says, "There you go." And then I say, "Nice one, mate. Thanks. Cheers, pal. Have a good day, yeah? Cheers." The countless times I actually do this. I always say cheers to people, or cheers, mate, is my go-to. But I recently learned in Germany that they say an English goodbye means announcing your departure 100 times and not leaving us, and saying never eat shredded wheat while looking at a map. No. I'm not sure if this is just a British thing or people do this all over, and I'm assuming shredded wheat is a worldwide thing and not just in the UK. I don't know this, but we have other sayings as well, like righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That's an essential one for your arsenal if you're tightening a screw or a bolt or something. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And of course, the last school classic for like the compass one, naughty elephants, squirts, water. North, east, southwest, just in case anyone was with us on this one. When you're out washing your car in the summertime and one of your neighbors comes out, the classic banter, the banter that always has to happen is your neighbor says, "You get to do mine next, mate." Always. Then you laugh and then you say, "Yeah, sure, mate, bring it round. And then nothing happens after that. But this post I found, out washing my car, my Portuguese neighbor walks past and says the classic, "Maybe you can do mine next." For which I reply in a very sarcastic British way, "Yeah, sure, mate, bring it round." Next thing I know, he pulls around the corner at his Volvo and parks up outside my house. He told me how much he appreciates it and just hasn't had the time to do any jobs since they had the baby. So long story short, I washed one more car than I had intended to today. We live next to each other for 3 years, and he still doesn't get my humor. Oh, that's such a nice situation, though. Like, I'm just trying to picture that guy's face as he actually burns the car around in the old Volvo. That person behind in the queue that doesn't understand the concept of personal space and keeps bumping into you. This is usually like a UK post office type thing. It's happened to me probably about a month ago, and I remember it clearly because I was stood there waiting to send off a passport document, and I had this guy, he must have been about a foot taller than me, and I could feel his breath on the back of my neck. The thought of like moisture coming from his mouth and hitting the back of my neck was making me cringe internally. But of course I'm British, so I just stand there and go, hoping you would get the picture, which he didn't. Physically not being able to eat a Terry's chocolate orange without saying, don't tap it, whack it, and then slamming it on something. Also saying, it's not Terry's, it's mine. If anyone don't know these adverts, they were from 1998, so I imagine some of you may, I don't know, some of you may not even been around then. But this was an advert by Dawn French, a British actress, who opened the Terry's chocolate orange and says, don't tap it, whack it, which created a spate of YouTube videos online of people just getting a Terry's chocolate orange and whacking it on the side. And this saying has been stuck with the British public for years. When you go to your gran's for tea and she puts a slice of cake on the second plate, you just ate your ham, mustard, and pickled onions and coleslaw off the... Oh, God. This brings back so many memories of when you used to get that... pickled onions and like they sit in vinegar, so you usually get like droplets of vinegar all over your plate, and then someone chucks a slab of cake on top of it, and then it just soaks up the vinegar, so you get some like moist vinegar cake. But hey, it's all going down the same hole, right? I plan to communicate my extreme displeasure with my bus driver today by not saying cheers as I got off the bus. Unfortunately, my city has just rolled out new buses that force passengers to alight by the back doors, thus depriving me of my opportunity to deliver the devastating snub. I don't quite understand why we still do say thank you to bus drivers, but it's like one of these habits that you do now. Even when you get off a bus, you still say, cheers, mate. Leah's, thanks. Causes arguments all up and down the UK, leaving small bits of Weetabix being left in the bowl because it gets stronger than concrete once it dries out. I know this as I'm a Weetabix eater, and I tell you, every time I eat my Weetabix, I wash that bowl straight away, because if you leave that, that's not coming off that bowl by itself. You have to get a spoon and dig that stuff off. Neighbor told me my new fence was banging. I said, cheers, mate. I'm really happy with it. Turns out you meant the wind was making the panels bang in the night, not that I done a banging job of putting it up. No, banging is one of those typical words that can be used in a variety of situations. We got like normal banging, like I'm banging on the side kind of thing. We got banging, which is really good. I think mainly a northern term. And then we got like banging your missus. 10 years ago, I mentioned to my other half's family that I like cheese. It's Boxing Day, which means we're going to visit them. And there'll be a cheese board that only I will eat, whilst they all watch and comment how much I like cheese. It's a predictable annual event now. I remember in my family when a friend of mine mentioned that he likes snowball cocktails. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're made from avocado, lemonade, and lime. Really tasty, but sort of only around Christmas time, but like eggnog racket, I think. And now every year, without fail, I've got your bowl of avocado. Get on your toes. These cocktails, you can only drink one of them. They're very thick and heavy, and they make you feel sick very quickly. But if insistent on drinking the whole bottle because the family got it for him, looks sick every Christmas. Handing a £10 note to a bus driver, and they look like you just tried to pay with a fucking Spanish doubloon. Oh, God. I remember I'm not sure if it's so relevant these days because a lot of bus drivers have like the card machines now, but it used to be such an anxious time when you had pull out a note and the bus driver just gives you like this 1,000-yard stare, like you're not going to pay with that, are you? And then you have to buy, or I used to have to buy a return, even though I didn't need it, just to put a bit of extra cash. Just saw a bullet get his sarnie pinched by a seagull while waiting for his train. I've never seen anyone look so defeated. He told me that sandwich cost him £5 from upper crust. Poor chap, robbed twice in one day. Let's not forget he's actually taken the train, and in the UK, the prices are astronomical. So, in fact, he's been robbed 3 times in the day. I kind of feel sorry for that guy. Anyway, guys, I'm going to finish this episode up here. I would really, really appreciate your feedback on this one. If you enjoy it, if you didn't enjoy it, and what you did and didn't like that, I'd really love to know in the comments below. It'd be really helpful, because I just want to do something different. And I said before, as I said in my post the other day, I'm just sort of bored with like entitled parent stuff and that kind of thing. There's just so many people doing it, you know. What is the point of me just repeating what everyone else is saying? I mean, I don't have the time in the day to keep on top like everyone else does. So I'm just repeating stories everyone else is. So I'm hoping to do something a little bit different, a little bit of the British culture, if that's such a thing. And I hope you enjoy it. I will see you next time, hopefully. Much love. Take care. Goodbye.